Welcome to my channel. With rookie camps and rookie tournaments wrapped up or are wrapping up, I thought that it would be time for us to look to this upcoming season and what different teams are going to look like, because now we have a relatively clear idea of what prospects are making the training camp roster, and it will only become more clear as training camp goes on to see what rosters are going to be the better rosters. However, I do believe that right now we have some clarity for who's going to be in the top 5. And that's what I'm going to be going over. I'm going to be discussing my top 5 teams going into this upcoming season. And this isn't necessarily how they're going to finish, but just roster strength and what these teams are riding on right now. And so keep that in mind as we go along, and also keep in mind that this is my own opinion, and my opinion may be different than yours. So without further ado, let's get into my number 5 team in the league going into this upcoming season, which is the Colorado Avalanche. Yes, their cup window has kind of been shutting rapidly, I would say, but when you have a team that has Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar, and with the new addition of Nate Chiss and Brock Nelson, I think that this team is still very competitive, and they have solid goaltending in the woods with Wedgwood and Blackwood, and I don't really see them wavering a lot. They also have picked up veteran present Brett Burns for a year, and so I believe that this team still has it. They have the duo of Makar and Taves leading the defense, and with their goaltending, as I just mentioned, I think that they are primed to still be one of the top dogs in the NHL. And another thing is that they have their captain back. Gabriel Landeskog made his return in the playoffs last season after missing 3 years of NHL hockey. And so I do believe that this team will get a bump from that, while also still being able to be competitive with the talent that they do have. So I have Colorado at number 5. At number 4, I have the Vegas Golden Knights. The main reason for this placement is because of the addition of Mitch Marner and the talent that he brings and the point totals that he brings and everything that he brings. And I see that helping Vegas. There's going to be a playoff team. They're going to be a solid team in the regular season. And with a line of potentially Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, and Mitch Marner, I believe that they will be one of the best teams in the NHL for that. They still have a lot of players from their Stanley Cup winning core, and so they have the chemistry there. And Vegas has proven to be a consistent contender, a consistent team with their playing and with their results. And so I think that with a consistent team getting the addition of a high-level player, I think that that's only going to propel them into being more of a force in the West. And yeah, so I think that they will be in the playoffs, probably make top they'll probably be either 1 or 2 in their division, probably 1. And so I believe that Vegas deserves the number 4 spot. At number 3, I have the Dallas Stars. Dallas, yes, last year was successful in every way, made the conference finals, and they were good throughout the regular season. However, they did run into some injury problems. They did have a little bit of a fumble in Game 6 against Edmonton. However, I believe that this team is still like a top team in the league. They have all of their stars are going to be healthy, no pun intended, going into this upcoming season. So Jason Robertson and Victor Hedman, I do believe, was the other one that was Harley as well. They were just injured in the conference final last year, and that was a very big detriment to them. They will have a full season of Mikko Rantanen, and if last playoffs was any indication, he was fitting in pretty stellar with their lineup. Also, they have the coach bump. They don't have Pete DeVore anymore, and he kind of fired himself with how he dealt with Jake Ottinger in the conference finals last year. And so with a new coach in Glenn Glutzen, I think I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, let me know down in the comments. They will have a fire to prove themselves to their new coach and prove that they are a contender and that players will want to play good for a new coach, so they get on that coach's good side. So, and they also have like one of the best goalies in the league in Jake Ottinger. That kind of helps. So I believe that they're top 3. And yeah, let me know if you think I am full of baloney down below for why I have Dallas at number 3. Now, for my runner-up, my number 2 spot, I have the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina, they had a successful season last year. They had good production from their lineup. They had a star young player, Jackson Blake. And yes, conference finals was definitely an interesting one, with them winning their first conference final game in like 20 years, I think it was. And so with the reason why I have them here is because of the additions, the amount of star power that they have staying on this team, while also I just think that they're coached really well. In Rob Brindamore, he's proven to be one of the best coaches in the NHL, and I mean, he was also a good player, so it kind of translates. They have a good mix of young players and older players. Young players in Jackson Blake, as I mentioned, in Seth Jarvis, in Natchez is still relatively young, and then they have the older players in like Stahl, and yeah, so they are good overall. They also they got solid defense. They have Jacob Slavin, who was underrated last year, in my opinion. He was very solid for them, and pretty sure he's American, so he should get some consideration for being on that Olympic team. And they still have a butt ton of cap space to deal with. They still have money. So if they really want, they can go after a star again, even though that didn't really work for them last season, and Mikko Rantanen being traded a month after they got him. And so, yeah, that is why I have Carolina at number 2. Now, for my number 1 spot, I think some of you guys probably will already have guessed it by now, but I have the Florida Panthers. And I don't think that this one's controversial at all. I don't think that this one is really up for debate. However, let me know down in the comments if you deem otherwise. They kept all of their big free agents that were gonna be free agents this past summer in Brad Marchand and Aaron Ekblad and Sam Bennett. And so they are a hard-nosed team. They may not show that in the regular season when the reffing is a little bit tighter, but in the playoffs, they are a force to be reckoned with. And so with back-to-back Stanley Cups, I mean, that speaks for itself and why they're number 1. They've got one of the best goalies in the league, and yeah, they're just really dang good. And I don't see that really changing. I have a thought that they may three-peat. However, with they've had long seasons. They've been to the Stanley Cup Finals now for 3 years in a row. And for some of the players, I think it's kind of starting to show the wear and tear on some of their bodies. Matthew Tkachuk comes to mind, and they're not going to have him for the first half of the season because he had to undergo some surgeries for his body. And so, with all that aside, I think that they're number 1. I don't think that that's really up for discussion, but you let me know down in the comments. So, that's going to be the video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you like it and you subscribe to my channel because it shows YouTube that you really like my stuff and content like this. And yeah, so that will be the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.